a little bit of a gap. All right. Hi everybody. It's a Sunday um, afternoon. It's just before 1 o'clock Eastern time, and I believe the temperature is below 70. It's raining outside. I'm tired because I had that long day that I shared, and I just I don't understand. I I don't understand this state. I lived here my entire life, so for those who do not know where New Hampshire is, you might hear it on the news. It's the northeast state in the United States between Maine, Vermont, and Massachusetts, and borders Quebec on the country border. 1.4 million people, 100,000 people in the human services system, and 10,000 people of adults are in special needs. And we have a state that is aging. We have the average age is about 50. So there's a lot of Xers, a few boomers, remaining silent generation types. My grandmother would have been is the people like my grandmother's generation are dying off. Um, Millennials do not have any dominance in the state at all, not even in a city. And the Zoomers are the only youngest people next to Alphas. So we have mostly Xers, remaining silence, of the few boomers, and sorry, I dropped a screw. I don't want to get tetanus. Um, and lots of Zoomers and lots of Alphas. So there's a lot of kids around here, and there's very few people. I mean, there's more people like me in my age group, I think. Many of us don't have a job. Many of us don't. Many of us are unemployed. Um, and that's a nice little dirty little secret. The state's activists love to talk about how they like to get people out, but they're not doing anything to get us out. We're supposed to be in the community for like 30 hours a week because that's what the funds require, and it needs to be very written very perfectly. So when the feds go and do their audits, they know the state is they're providing the right receipt to the billable because it's all about billing. But how many of us have successful jobs? Very little. Well, social relationships. A lot of people are friends with the Special Olympic circles, and a lot of them are, a lot of them have those circles. But what if you don't fit into those groups? What if you're a complete misfit? You're really screwed. And and this is a political year. Every year is a political year, and you keep hearing on the political spectrum of how this election will be the bigger one than the one before that one, and I've heard that one over and over and over. The housing, it's ridiculous. The housing in the state to live in to try to find a place to live in this state, affordable housing. Oh, that's just political. Even Kelly was talking about that on Channel 9's Sunday morning political show. They were talking about that this morning, and it's like, who cares? This is all just this is all to just get seen on TV, and no one's gonna do anything to help. I mean, for me, I can't afford to live on my own. I can't afford. I mean, the housing is ridiculously expensive. It's probably just as bad as LA. Well, not as bad as LA because you can get a house for under $1 million with over an acre, but it's still very expensive. The marketplace values are way out of hand, and there's going to be no correction, no housing recession whatsoever. And the Section 8 is a joke. You can be on a wait list for years. Um, I am, it's a very lonely world. It's a very, very lonely world. Um, and how nothing has really changed. I just reflect the last 5 to 6 to even 7 years of trying to do everything I can to have some form of social connection, and it's to no avail. Nobody's willing to do the work to try to make us fit into the community. So what do I do? You know, Here's a business card. This one doesn't have PII, so I can share this to you. Okay, networking in New Hampshire is equivalent to hooking up. No one wants to hook up, but trying to promote my what is now just a failed platform and try to give this to some girl that happens to be cute, or um, I coffee house on the coast or in the mountains, the up here places, unfortunately. Do I get any? No, this is you're just trying to backdoor me into you. So you can't network. You can't um you can't really get a job off the street that easily because they know, the whole discrimination that they keep denying that it doesn't exist. It's like, what the hell? Oh, is it because I'm so high functioning? Oh, is that the trope? Just say it, for Christ's sakes. I mean, the state is so, like, there is so many problems in the state regards to so-called disability rights, quote unquote. And they don't do a damn freaking thing, unfortunately. And it really sucks. And everything has to be politicized. Come on. We deserve more. We should. Fighting for your rights doesn't mean we should be fighting up against a solid rock over and over and over and not get some form of return. Pay it forward. But it's really just pay it one way because there's no reward for trying to help people. And a lot of these people that are in power, in terms of the advocacy groups, the non-government organizations, these are typical people that just don't want to work. They really don't want to work hard, or if they work really hard, they probably are too busy manipulating other people. Um, and I just really feel like people need to stop thinking with this narrow mind of, I want to work with kids, I want to work with adults, 20 go into demographic and clinical gobbledygook. The problem is, where's our groups? You know, there's got to be a will and a way, and I'm starting to see that this isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Um, this state that I live in, New Hampshire, we were the first state in the United States to shut down all institutions. We only had one. We had only one facility. Um, Alrighty, I'm already getting trolled in the comments already. Thanks a lot, people. Um, that is so. I live in Mass. Boston represent. Okay, what does that mean? I want to. Um, what's the move play? I'm not even gonna read this because I don't know who you are. It sounds dirty. I don't know who you are, but you're just kind of mocking me, and I'm just gonna ignore you. Um, it's your display name that it kind of makes me just in your broken English too. Oh, that person's clean stash. We are anti-drugs. Okay, well, maybe just introduce yourself in the start. Maybe I wouldn't have been so like cautious here because I sometimes have to walk on broken eggshells or sometimes broken glass to because you don't know who's on the other end, and I've been on the receiving end historically um, from people that might be that I might assume nefarious because of previous traumas on these platforms. I know I can be a target, and I'm not admitting or denying that as a fact. Kind of continue to go back on my topic here. Like I said, there's no will in a way. Um, Chill, bro. Just goofing around. Have fun. I see, and this is a problem. I have a problem with dudes. In general, they just you seem to be the dude that wears oversized hoodies and wears his head in the back, his hat in the back like a typical New Hampshire bro. Uh, I don't really deal well with a lot of people of my own type. I really scared that person away, didn't I? Well, sorry that you feel that way. I'm not even gonna comment on that. I wish I could just like I'm gonna turn off the chat right now. At this precise moment, so I can keep on my thoughts here. There's no will in a way, and there's like for instance, there's this one applied behavior analysis organization in Manchester. I'm gonna leave the name nameless because I don't want to create more friction than I don't want to create friction because I I don't want to nuke it. But these people are mostly women, and I've had at least one or actually I know three of those ladies. They're type A's. Okay, the desk assistant uses very broken English. Like I'm reading in a professional email, okay, and the message ends with best. Okay, so they don't even know how to write anymore. And these are millennial people, and they're really bad. And so they do these social skills groups, but of course it's all clinical approaches. Okay, and I saw this, and I'm like, they don't even care to understand context. They care to not understand. They don't care to understand how they do not care to understand how to help very context specific um, context specific problems with certain ages, with certain challenges. And because the problem is That's an individualistic problem. Oh no, we're gonna clusterfuck you all into one group and do what has worked for 99 other people on the spectrum. And 99% of the spectrum is, we shame them, we blame them, we gaslight them, justify the type A woman's approach to everything. And that doesn't work. It's not only sexist, it's not only ableist, it's like there's so many wrongs in that approach. And you create more and more problems, more and more insecurities that piles up, and then you're waiting for the boom, like an earthquake fault that just the energy builds up, and you wonder why so many of us, you know, act out because this energy just keeps being suppressed by these people that don't freaking understand how to treat. They get certified in so many of these certifications, and they still cannot get under. They still can't get us in 2024. Okay, the oldest case of people like me go back almost 40 years, or 40 to almost 40, depending if you do a 5-year like anomalies and 5-year other anomalies in 87 when the numbers started to go up, right? You would think that these people would know. The problem is that a lot of these mostly women in the mostly I'm just reading the comments from this Clean Urine Stash account. Oh, I could delete his comments. He said something to along the lines of, "Oh, you're judgmental. Don't be a grammar jerk, bro. Let people speak how they like." Well, I'm sorry if you're talking in broken English. I cannot respond to you when you say I live in Mass, Boston, represent. Okay, that's if you use Microsoft the green squiggly lines. Okay, that's fragment. Like I need it to be clear. Yeah. I should. Yeah, I'm gonna hide this user on this channel. That's what I was trying to do. I haven't done this in quite a while. I have not streamed on. I rarely stream from the device. I normally use OBS or other tools to. Yeah. All right, we're just gonna move on, be professional, and continue on with my little conversation here. But the reason why I've created this YouTube, the reason why I took the Facebook page from the dead and ported, 13 years of content over to my own host, was that I felt that there was a need, because I had some, before the Snowden leaks, a lot of the internet was sent in the clear. Unless you were logging in or you're doing like things like transactional stuff, because at that point you would secure it. Now everything's in HTTPS and stuff like that. So you can't see what Google searches, the phrases that were coming into my site after 2013, excuse me. So you can, there was a lot of like Google search terms that I screen grabbed even for the time. So I always had like records of stuff. I keep lots of receipts and not just like 15 receipts I just sent to the town dump the other day. It was just yesterday, for God's sakes alive. But a lot of this stuff I built up in love, and I realized there was a reason, because people are trying to find answers. My job when I had the WordPress, it was intended to be, oh, you're hearing what you're seeing what I'm hearing, whatever. Okay, but I don't have an answer for that because I'm not qualified. I don't feel like I'm qualified to help my other peers. I don't feel qualified, and I feel like it's a huge pressure and responsibility on me. But I do feel like I am the strongest person in my group to say, hey, look, state. Hey, look, ABA experts. Hey, bitches. You are very, wow. All right, All right, I am. This is a vulnerability that I've been put up on here, and I know that people. I know that some of my subscribers are going to be haters, and um, that's your right, and I have a right to not give you a platform. Um, I'm very bitter because I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Okay, I've seen a lot of shit that should never happened to anybody. We have rights. The problem is we do not we are carrying more responsibilities so other people can have freedoms. That is the dirty little secret they're not saying in this in the state. And just by the way, I'm seeing some referral traffic coming. I am racist. I I don't know where is these people coming from. Uh, yeah. Um, you know, I've lost my train of thought. I'm going to keep on my thought. Yes, I know that I could be also monitored in other platforms too. So I have to keep an eye on myself. This is unfortunate. People will project their hatred towards me, and then essentially gaslight me as the problem, and then ruin it for everyone else who is. All right, I don't know if I could turn the chat off because this is getting. I honestly don't know what is going on here with all this chat here. I don't understand why people are just thinking they can say whatever the hell they want. Um, there's no place for hate, and I'm the first one to be saying that. So I'm going to be wrapping this up because unfortunately there's so much discourse in the comments that I'm not going to, again, define hate too, if you want to, because I mean, that's a very strong word, and I do not allow. All right, I'm going to have to, yeah. Um, yeah, maybe I'm not going to be live streaming for the time being here. The idea that I can't have a conversation, I mean, it's okay if you want to disagree with me and ask, questions and be coherent, okay? Just as much as you would expect me to be coherent and speaking clearly and proper, clarity, okay? And, um, yeah, all right. We're gonna have to stop this because now I'm continuing to get spammed. By I'm gonna assume it's bots, but I have to take my safety very seriously because this is getting a little concerning, to be honest. And we're gonna just cut the stream now. Um, for the people that are watching this on playback, there's just a lot of very immature comments and gaslighty nature, and I don't want to be festering this and being creating a platform that's not what I believe in. And again, I'm not any comments that was described about me. I don't think is true to most people. Um, Apologies for this, and maybe I'll do a more live stream. I might disable the comments in the future. Um, and maybe I will just ignore them. But again, sometimes when it gets serious, we have to take things seriously for safety and security. So I gotta evacuate. Bye.